Greetings guys. So I've got to be honest with you. I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do for this video, but I am trying to get into the habit of releasing at least one video a week every Wednesday. So right now it's Tuesday as I'm filming this video, and I was really struggling to come up with a topic. And I was thinking, why don't I just do a video on showing up no matter what? Okay, because there is this one quote from Alex Ramosi that I really enjoyed, and I think he was quoting someone else. So basically the essence of it was, you don't wait for perfect conditions to play. You playing creates the perfect conditions. And that normally refers to, people at the top of their game, high-level athletes, high-level musicians. Anyone of that nature has to be able to show up every single time, no matter what. You can't really go up to somebody, up to people who have booked a show, say, for a musician. You can't go to the people who have paid for their tickets to come to a stadium and say, hey, I don't really feel like playing today, guys. Sorry, you spent, hundreds of dollars for absolutely no reason. I'm just not feeling it today. And, there are times, okay, that I will acknowledge. There are times where we're not able to show up because we're genuinely sick. Like we're genuinely not able to make it. Physically, we are not in a good space, or, someone died and we have to be there for our families, and we can't participate in a certain show, or we can't participate in certain events that we've scheduled to participate in. Yeah, but ultimately, at the end of the day, we need to do what's best for ourselves. Not just for the people, at the show, not just for the people who are paying us, but we should be doing these things for ourselves. We need to show up for ourselves. And that's what I'm here doing today. I said to myself, look, I'm going to get a video out every Wednesday minimum, right? I want to get into that. I want to get into that flow of doing one video every week. And, after that, maybe I may increase that video to 2. But come hell or high water, let me release that one video on a Wednesday. In the past, I've tried to go too fast. I've tried to do things too quickly. I've tried to make one video a day. I realized that making one video a day was completely unsustainable for me. Maybe it's something that I could do at some point when I start to get the hang of this, but it's important whenever you're starting anything new, whenever you are first making your way into doing something new regularly, that you start off slow. Really start to take advantage of building the habit rather than just like sprinting and then burning yourself out. It makes much more sense for you to make that minimum commitment and to consistently make that minimum commitment than to do a bunch of things at once and then do nothing for the next 2 weeks. And sometimes a month. I've done this to myself many times, where I try to keep up with this ridiculous standard that I've created for myself. And whenever I do this, whenever I create a ridiculous standard for myself, saying that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the next thing, I always burn out. I always end up in a position where I'm not enjoying what I'm doing anymore, and I am honestly, then I escape, right? I tend to run away from that commitment because that commitment for me is way too scary. So this is where we need to find the compromise, right? I find a lot of people in the spiritual community are too much waiting for those perfect conditions to play. And then I think there's also the people on the other side of the thing where they're just way too much about discipline, and all they think about is like discipline. If I just regiment this enough, then I can do anything. And I think that's also a recipe for burnout. Waiting for the perfect conditions is a recipe for doing absolutely nothing. And then regimenting everything too much is a recipe for burnout. So where is that happy medium? And I've spoken about this before. It's like the real art, I believe, of manifestation is to get into that flow state, to get into that place where hard work becomes leisure, essentially, and that is what a lot of people used to do back in the day. I'm not saying that nobody has proper leisure time anymore, but you, a lot of us are just, every time that we have a spare moment, we're watching Netflix. Every time we have a spare moment, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. Instead, we could be using that time to build up a legitimate skill. We could be learning how to draw. We could be learning how to play guitar. We could be learning how to write. This is what leisure time used to be back in the day. But currently, we just have this pre-packaged entertainment. We've really forgotten how to entertain ourselves, and that's what I'm trying to really make happen here when I'm speaking to this video. When I'm speaking in this video, I'm trying to have fun with it. I'm trying not to take it too seriously and saying to myself, look, I make mistakes. I can edit those mistakes out, or I can choose what mistakes to leave in. I don't have to get this perfect the first time around. I don't have to be perfect. Perfection often lands you in hot water. It's much better to take that imperfect action than it is to take perfect action, because perfect action, in my opinion, doesn't exist. We can't wait for those perfect conditions, otherwise we'll just never do anything, right? So even though I didn't have the best, idea of what I was going to speak about today, I was like, you know what, let me just put it out there. At the end of the day, I'm going to probably make much better videos in the future than the video that I'm making right now, So it's like, why am I putting all this pressure on this one video? And I've noticed when I put that pressure on the one video, all of a sudden, I don't know what to talk about anymore. And it's like, not even I don't know what to talk about, I can't talk about anything. And one thing I'm realizing is holding the camera like this is really tiring. Uh, let's see, can I do that? My shoulder is absolutely killing me. This is what I get for trying to make like a new video. I guess I need to get something like a selfie stick or something like that. I think that'll be a very good idea. Very good investment. Let me invest in the selfie stick. You see, that's one thing I got immediately from this video. Selfie stick. Get a selfie stick, man. Now I understand why people use selfie sticks, so their shoulders don't frickin' hurt like mine do right now. Anywho, so what am I saying, guys? I'm saying take action on the thing that you want to do, okay? Take action, even if it isn't perfect, even if it's not like 100% planned, it's not 100% structured. Just make a start. Go out there, record a video of yourself doing the things that you love. Record a video of something that you find interesting, on a topic you find interesting. Just go out there and make it happen, because nobody is going to do it for you. The perfect time is never going to show up. Okay, we have to create that perfect time by doing all the imperfect times beforehand. That's the only way that we can manage this, okay? The more times you play, the easier it gets. I will just use a quick example from my life. I've really started getting into cooking recently, and I made some bread. Last week, I made the same loaf of bread. It's not half as good as the loaf of bread that just came out of the oven. And that is just from very small amount of action taking. Obviously, I have an amazing teacher. My mom is an amazing chef, an amazing pastry chef. So she knows what she's doing. And she taught me last week, and this week I made it again, and it just came out way better. But that's just why? Because I showed up, guys. Cool. And the next time I make it, it'll be even better. So just go out there, take that imperfect action, even if it seems like it's going to lead nowhere. Trust me, as you're taking that perfect action, the next step will present itself. But we can't be living in theory. We actually need to go out there, and we need to do the things. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. I know that I am going to have a wonderful day. I'm already having a wonderful day as I speak to you now. But yeah, just go out there and make it happen, whatever that is.